I'm just a few miles south of Athens on the Athenian Riviera, anchored on one end by a major cultural institution and on the other by the Temple of Poseidon. From traditional fishermen to haute cuisine, yachting, an international aura, and exciting nightlife, the Athens Riviera has it all.
I'll board a friend's sailboat and we'll fry up the freshest fish.
I will be your sous chef today.
In the kitchen, I'll make a luscious Feta-Stuffed calamari.
That is a beautiful sound.
A twist on a sloppy Joe that I've coined sloppy Yianni.
That is exactly what we want.
And finally, a Greek-American mashup, a Spanakopita mac and cheese.
I think I just turned into a 12-year-old. Wow. Join me on my Greek table as I pay tribute to this most charming aspect of life in the Greek capital.
One of the most seductive aspects of life in Athens is the seaside resort area locals call the Athenian Riviera. Just a few kilometers outside the city, and the urban landscape segues into a gorgeous coastline filled with great beaches, world-class resorts, dazzling nightlife, a wide array of Greek and international restaurants, and an endless summer kind of spirit that draws people here year-round. It begins at one of Greece's most storied modern cultural institutions, which houses the National Library and National Opera, and ends at the magnificent Temple of Poseidon in Sunio. The god of the sea gave his name to Poseidon Avenue, which links the cluster of suburbs, beaches, and towns all along the coast. Year-round swimming, world-class resorts, all manner of water sports, from diving to sailing to surfing, vibrant marinas, great eating and nightlife, all can be found along the Athens Riviera. There are even traditional fish markets where fishermen hawk their catch of the day right off the boat.
If I lived near the sea, I would swim all year.
The water is very clean.
I'm with my old friend and skipper, Elias Petru, who has lived in the southern suburbs of Athens all his life. He has taken me to one of his favorite fish markets in Glyfada, a town along the coast.
Kalimera.
Καλημέρα σας, τι κάνετε, καλά?
Καλά, εσείς?
Και εμείς καλά είμαστε.
It's amazing to me that a traditional fish market, where fishermen hawk their catch of the day straight from their boat, still exists in a place like Glyfada, one of the most exclusive suburbs along the Athenian Riviera. Stratos Taratoris is cleaning fresh sardines for us. We're also buying some small red mullets. They look super fresh too.
Τα παιδιά, παρακαλώ.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ.
Και πάλι ευχαριστούμε.
Γεια χαρά, καλημέρα.
Καπετάνια, γεια σου.
Some of the best seafood in the world is right down the coast from Athens on the Athenian Riviera, and I'm paying homage to that today in a beautiful stuffed squid dish, starting with a little bit of olive oil and some sautéed onions and garlic. We just want to get our onion soft. I'm gonna get the garlic in next. And give that a swirl to soften and heat it just enough for that beautiful garlic perfume to start emanating out of my frying pan. This is ready to come off the heat. The secret to my stuffed squid is the variety of Greek cheeses that go into the delicious, rich, luscious filling. I'm starting with Greek feta. It is a protected designation of origin cheese, which basically means it can only be made in Greece, and it's always made with sheep or sheep and goat's milk. To balance the pungency of Greek feta, I'm adding a very mild Greek cheese, which is called anthotiro. It's made from the residual liquid after making all sorts of different Greek cheeses. The last cheese that goes in here is called Riviera. It is one of the mildest, nuttiest grating cheeses and table cheeses in Greece. I'm adding herbs to this next. And first in, Greek dill, probably the most popular herb in the Greek kitchen and a natural partner to anything with feta. And a little bit of mint, another popular Greek herb. To counter the richness of all these cheeses, I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon zest. Lemon zest adds this beautiful fruity brightness. I just wanna give this a mix, taste it for salt. Use just a touch. A little bit of black pepper. Another of my favorite ingredients, pink peppercorns, just crushed in my fingers and into this. I have to bind the filling, so I'm adding an egg. Just mixing it all together. It's gotten considerably looser. So we want to add a bit of breadcrumb. You kind of have to eyeball this a little bit and get a feel for what the texture should be. The breadcrumb will hold it together. This is exactly where it needs to be. You want the filling to be able to hold up into a ball. I'm just going to put it in the fridge for about a half hour to firm it up before stuffing the squid. This is our beautiful squid today. Super fresh, nice big tubes. The filling is nice and firm. And for me, the easiest way to get this beautiful, rich, cheesy filling inside the squid is to shape it so that it slips in easily. It's really important to close up the opening. We don't want the filling to spill out when this cooks. The easiest way to do that is just with a toothpick, kind of like sewing it closed. So we just want to be sure that it's not going to open. That's beautiful. And that's going to stay right where it needs to stay. Now we're ready to get these little guys in a hot grill pan with a little bit of extra virgin Greek olive oil. That is a beautiful sound. Cook's music. Then the tentacles. And this is not gonna take very long. It just takes a few minutes to cook squid. You have to be a little bit careful when you handle the squid. They are a little bit fragile. We want to get a beautiful color like this golden brown. These are totally done. If you could caramelize seawater, that's what it would smell like. Look at that beautiful color. That's exactly what we want. Remember to get the toothpicks out of here. I would venture to say that Greeks never eat squid without a little bit of lemon. A little bit of garnish. A little lemon. Squid is very tender. Let me get a bit of everything in here. The first thing that comes to my mind, besides being transported to eternal summer, is rich without being heavy. The complexity from those 3 different cheeses, but the dill just kind of perks everything up, and the lemon on top just brings everything together. And this is the perfect dish if you want to have a little bit of Athenian sunshine in your own life. This big dish with all these bold flavors calls out for a big, bold white wine. And I'm serving it today with a Malagousia. That's a native Greek grape from Florina. That's in northern Greece. It's got fruity tones. I'm getting all sorts of melon in there. And it stands up really well to the boldness of this dish. Easy here.
We're heading to Elias's sailboat to cook a galley lunch of that fresh fish we just bought. Life on the water is all about enjoying the fruits of the sea, and that means both the food and the relaxing but adventurous lifestyle, as old as Greece itself.
You have to help me up this plank.
I will do this. Trust me. You are super safe. Give me your hand. That's a welcome on board.
Thank you. Let's start cooking, Ilia.
Okay.
It's time for lunch. I will be your sous chef today. I'm just flouring some of this fish. This is one of the classic, traditional, easiest way to cook fish, especially small fish. Just fry them up, and it's really delicious.
And for me, easy cooking.
On a typical day, what time do you start sailing?
We wake up at, let's say, 8 to 9 o'clock. We have our breakfast. We go out. We stay on one place for swimming. And we usually stay there for the whole day. And in the evening, we try to be on a port, and we can enjoy the beauty of the port, the port life, the little port cities on the different islands. Amazing coasts with turquoise waters. All along the Riviera, there are a lot of places where you can stay.
Okay.
That's it.
I am making something that is homage to my own youth. I'm calling it a sloppy Yianni. And it's basically modeled after what most of us know as a sloppy Joe. My sloppy Yianni is a little bit more virtuous than a typical sloppy Joe because I'm using less red meat and replacing it with mushrooms. Let me just check my onions. They're almost there. I just want them to be soft before I add the garlic to the pot. I want to chop the mushrooms so that they're almost the same consistency as the ground beef. I can tell by the smell that it's time for the garlic to go in. Time to add the ground beef. We want to brown the meat and get it somewhat cooked before adding the mushrooms. This is going right into the pot. Let me stir this around. This is looking really good. The mushrooms are starting to let out their beautiful mushroom juice. I'm just going to season it with a little bit of salt and some pepper. Give it a swirl. Next, I'm adding tomato paste. And I like to use tomato paste in this because I want the sauce to be really thick. A little bit of oregano. A little bit of petimesi, which is grape molasses. Allspice. A cinnamon stick. And a couple of bay leaves. That looks gorgeous. I'm going to add a little bit of red wine to this. Just eyeballing it. Maybe add a little bit of water to it. Just so that I don't have to worry about it and make sure there's enough liquid in here. Just cover this as you cook it. leave the lid ajar so that some of the moisture can escape, and go and have yourself a glass of wine. Sloppy Yianni time. That is exactly what we want. It's nice and thick, but it's still juicy. How does that look to you? I'm ready to eat it. Time to get a little sloppy. This is a very sophisticated sloppy Yianni. I'm getting this wonderful wine flavor. The mushrooms are totally melded into the meat mixture. This is really good. The neatest sloppy Yianni this side of the Atlantic.
With the sea calling, Elias and I are heading out for a sail along the Athens Riviera. Does life get any better than this?
One of the great things about living in Athens is the proximity to the sea. To my mind, it brings back all these incredible childhood memories. The US bases used to be in Glyfada, which is just down the coast, and I've always associated that area with this kind of hybrid cuisine. So I'm making a hybrid dish today. I'm making a Spanakopita mac and cheese with olive oil bechamel. The first thing I'm going to do is get my olive oil warm. And I'm making this in the pretty traditional way. It's 1, 1, and 1. A tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of flour, a cup of milk. So here it's times 3. The flour is going in, and I'm making a quick roux. Of course, the classic bechamel calls for butter, but this is a little bit of a Greek interpretation. We don't really want much color on that, but I want to cook the flour. If you don't cook it enough, you end up with almost a pasty flavor, and it's not very pleasant. I'm just about ready to add the milk, and you want to do this while stirring. This is nice and thick, and that's exactly what we want. This is going into the filling, and it's what's going to make the mac and cheese super creamy. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, a touch of black pepper, a little bit of nutmeg. Give that a swirl. I'm going to turn the heat off, break an egg into this, and whisk it really fast. The egg will help thicken this. It'll give it volume in the oven. It gives that beautiful yellowish color. I'm just gonna let this sit for a while. So I'm ready to start my filling. And the first thing we're gonna do is heat some olive oil. I'm ready for the leeks. A quick saute, I wanna soften them. Ready for the garlic. Careful not to burn it. I'm gonna start getting the spinach in here in batches. Add a little bit of salt, both for flavor, but also to help draw out the moisture in the spinach and make it cook a little bit faster. Spinach is ready. A little bit of nutmeg. And chopped dill, and a little black pepper. Just mixing everything together. I've already got my pasta cooked. The greens go in next. The next thing that goes into this are 2 really delicious Greek cheeses. One is a soft whey cheese, very mild, called anthotiro, and it's very similar to ricotta. And The second cheese that goes into this is real Greek feta. It's going right in. And I think you can tell this is going to be a pretty rich dish. The next thing that goes into this beautiful elbow macaroni mixture is my Greek bechamel. Just going right in. I'm just mixing all of this together. Just a little bit of extra virgin Greek olive oil. To spread it out so that it's nice and even. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of kefalotiri cheese. That's another Greek sheep's milk cheese. It's nice and sharp, and it's one of the most popular grating cheeses in Greece. And just a sprinkling of breadcrumbs to give it a really nice crust and finish. This is going straight into the oven. I've preheated the oven to 375, and I'm gonna bake it for a half hour or until it's nice and golden. This is definitely ready. The whole kitchen has filled up with the aroma of the Spanakopita mac and cheese, and I am going to enjoy a piece. I think I just turned into a 12-year-old. It smells amazing. This is perfect. It is so creamy. The elbow macaroni is totally like mommy food, New York City, 1965. But for me, the best part is the top because it's really crunchy. It's in perfect balance with all the creaminess inside. This, to me, is a sophisticated child. And this sophisticated child wants a little red wine with this dish. And I've chosen it. It's a Syrah from the island of Evia, which is not too far from Athens. Complex nose, a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of smokiness and dark fruit. It's a really nice pairing with this lovely dish that helps us bridge the gap between childhood and adulthood. Isi Yianni. Γεια σου, Ηλία.
Γεια μας.
If I lived near the Athenian Riviera, I would be on this boat every weekend. I want to know more about the life in the marina.
The marina is a neighborhood. You know the most of the people that are living there. There is always a discussion about boats, about the weather, as you say. Most of the boats, like their owners, are renting them. And there is people from all over the world, and it's one of the more important destinations worldwide.
For sailing.
For sailing, yes. How do you like the fish?
The fish is delicious.
Delicious.
It's very fresh. You can taste it immediately. They're nice and crunchy.
When they are fresh like that, they need nothing.
How often do you enjoy your own boat?
You can enjoy the boat almost all over the year. The climb is mild.
What I think is really interesting is that regular people have boats. You don't have to be a Greek ship owner to have a boat.
I think it's accessible to more people.
Is there something you say when you leave a dock or something you say when you come back?
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Enjoy the trip.
For recipe links and information about my Greek table, visit my website, DianeKochilas.com.
Diane's cookbooks, My Greek Table and Ikaria, are available to purchase online at DianeKochilas.com or call the phone number on the screen.
In this water, you know, in the Aegean, what are the dangers? I mean, it's not the Atlantic where you have these huge waves, but...
The sea is a part of Mother Nature, and Mother Nature is not always easy with us human beings. We have to respect the nature. That's it.
Yeah, that's true in anything.